Okay, y'all, I have some exciting news for you on an upcoming podcast. If you don't know, I have a series on my podcast devoted to finding love after divorce success stories. If you haven't heard episode 3, the first in the series, you need to go back and listen. In a few weeks, I will have a very special guest. I can't give it away yet, but stay tuned for hints in all of my social media over the next week or so. Be sure to comment who you think it will be. I also want to tell you about my new Facebook group, Joy in Your Journey Community. This is a place where you can go for support and guidance, and I will be on there regularly with free content. I'm excited to bring you a live webinar. The first one is this Thursday, March 24th at 12 noon Eastern Standard Time. This week, I will teach you 4 ways to move from hurt to healing. So, to join me on the webinar, just go to Facebook and search Joy in Your Journey and join the group. There, you will see the events tab. So, select the webinar for this Thursday and then select going. That's all. You're all set. I hope to see you on Thursday. Many of us have pain and negative experiences in our past. When we choose to define ourselves and our future based on past experiences, we can become discouraged and filled with regret and remorse. I like to take a different approach and look at the past as if it were perfect. It's really empowering if you think about the past as if everything happened exactly as it was supposed to. What if there were no mistakes? What if everything happened for a reason? What if everything that has happened in your life has been preparation for now? What if all of those experiences were lessons for you to learn from? That's what we're talking about this week. As I was studying in my scriptures this week, and I read in Genesis about the story of Joseph's reunion and forgiveness for his brother's evil act of selling him into slavery, it just inspired me. When Joseph revealed himself to his brothers, he said, "It was not you that sent me hither, but God hath made me a father to Pharaoh and a ruler throughout all the land of Egypt." That's in Genesis chapter 45, verse 8. And then later it says, God sent me before you to save your lives by a great deliverance. So Joseph was not only not angry with his brothers for trying to kill him and sell him into slavery, which led to his later imprisonment for false allegations by Potiphar's wife, and kept him away from his family for 20 years. If you don't know that story, you should go read it in Genesis. It's unbelievable what all happened to Joseph. But he viewed everything that happened to him as part of God's plan for his life, just so that he could eventually rise to his position of prominence and be united with and save his family one day from the famine. Amazing. It's just unbelievable. His example of looking at his trials in his life as a necessary part of his learning and growth, and ultimately part of God's plan for his life. And I really want to use that as motivation and an example for all of us to do the same thing. I know that when we put our faith in God and trust that His plans for our life are far better than anything we can imagine, we will see miracles. And if you haven't seen those miracles yet in your life, then God isn't finished yet. So, I want to share an allegory with you, and it goes like this. There was a beautiful little girl named Jenny with bouncy golden curls, and she was about 5 years old. She and her mother were waiting in line at a grocery store, ready to check out, and she saw something. A circle of glistening white pearls in a pink foil box, and she was mesmerized. "Oh, please, mommy, can I have them? Please, mommy, please." Quickly, the mother checked the back of the little foil box and she looked back into those pleading blue eyes of her little girl's upturned face. $9.95. That's almost $10. Well, if you really want them, I'll think of some extra chores for you and to do this week. And in no time, you can save up your money and buy them yourself. And your birthday's only, a couple of weeks away, and maybe you'll get another crisp dollar bill from your grandma. So as soon as Jenny got home, she emptied her piggy bank and she counted out 170 pennies and a few other coins. And after dinner, she did more than her fair share of chores. And she went to the neighbor's house and asked if she could pick some dandelions to earn a few dollars from them. Then on her birthday, the next week, her grandma did give her another new $5 bill. So at last, she had enough money to buy her coveted necklace. Jenny loved her pearls. They made her feel so fancy and grown up, and she wore them everywhere, to Sunday school and kindergarten and even to bed. The only time she took them off is when she went swimming or got in the bubble bath, because her mom said if she got them wet, they might turn her neck green. So Jenny had a very loving dad who would come in every night and tuck her into bed. And before bed, he would read her a story. So one night when he finished the story, he asked Jenny, do you love me? And she said, oh, yes, Daddy, you know I love you. Then give me your pearls, he said. Oh, Daddy, not my pearls. You can have my princess dolls or my white horse, the one with the pink tail, my favorite one. No, that's okay, honey, her dad said. Good night. And then he brushed her cheek with a kiss. And then about a week later, after story time, Jenny's dad asked again, do you love me? And she said, Daddy, you know I love you. Then give me your pearls. Oh, Daddy, not my pearls, but you can have my baby doll, my brand new one that I just got for my birthday. She's so beautiful, and she has a matching blanket and bottle and diaper bag. And her dad said, that's okay. You sleep well, and God bless you, little one. Daddy loves you. And as always, he kissed her cheek and tucked her in bed. And then a few nights later, when her dad came in for bedtime, Jenny was sitting on her bed with her legs crossed. And as he came close, he noticed that her chin was trembling and one silent little tear rolled down her cheek. What is it, Jenny? What's the matter? He said. Jenny didn't say anything, but she lifted her little head up to her dad. And when she opened her eyes, she said, here, Daddy, it's for you, with a little quiver in her voice. And she opened her hand and held out her necklace. With tears gathering in his own eyes, Jenny's kind dad reached out with one hand to take the dime store necklace, and with the other hand, reached into his pocket and pulled out a blue velvet case with a strand of genuine pearls and gave them to Jenny. He had them all along, and he was just waiting for her to give up her dime store prize so that he could give her a genuine treasure, real pearls. So it is with our Father in heaven. God is waiting for each of us to give up those cheap, artificial things in our lives so he can give us beautiful treasure. Isn't God good? Are you holding on to things that God wants you to let go of? Sometimes it's hard to see what is in the other hand, but we have to have faith and believe that God will never take away something without giving you something better in its place. God has real pearls in store for every one of us. So, what fake pearls are you holding on to in your life? Are you holding on to harmful or unnecessary things that seem impossible to let go of right now? What harmful beliefs or activities or habits or even relationships are you holding on to that are limiting you? What beliefs about other people or even about yourself are you holding on to? We can be so hard on ourselves. We can become so attached to our thoughts and our beliefs that it seems almost impossible for us to let them go. But our loving Father in heaven is waiting for us to give up the cheap, fake things in our lives so that He can replace them with better, true, genuine treasure. Many times, those things are our beliefs about our past or our abilities or even our potential to grow and change. So there's no reason to argue with the past or wish it were different than it is. That's just a waste of time and emotional energy. Make peace with your past and accept the trials that you've experienced as crucial elements of your education, and focus your mind and your attention on all that you can learn from them. Use that knowledge as like treasure to help you see your growth from your trials and release those things that are holding you back. That cheap dime store, plastic, fake treasure that you're hanging on to. Instead, take that knowledge that you gain from your trials and experiences, that real treasure, and focus it onto your future. The truth is, you can't go back. The past is over. But the good news is, your future is wide open and it can be exactly how you want it to be. So let go of that story that you're telling yourself. Let go of the belief that something has gone wrong in your past or in your present, because those thoughts are limiting you. I want to offer you a new one. The past is perfect. Everything has happened for a reason and is happening exactly the way it's supposed to in your life. There are no mistakes, and everything happens for a reason. And everything that has happened in your life has been preparation for right now. So when we put our faith in God and trust that His plans for our life are far better than anything we can imagine, we will see miracles. And I know that is true. And if you can't see those miracles yet in your life, don't give up and don't lose your faith in God, because God is not finished with your life yet. So hang on, friends. If you enjoyed what you have heard here today, please share it with your friends and anyone who might need some love and support. I would be so grateful if you would subscribe, rate, and review my show on your favorite podcast player. Thanks for listening. Bye, y'all. Are you struggling with the trials of divorce? There is a path to find joy in your journey. I would love to help you. Go to jenzingmark.com to get all the info. There you'll find a free download to help you start thinking happier thoughts today. And you can sign up to receive my weekly newsletter. If you like what you've heard here and want to dive deeper into this work, sign up for a free mini session with me. This is just the tip of the iceberg, my friends. There is so much more. I would love to work with you and be your life coach.